I'm going to show you how to make 3 different types of balm products. A hair balm, a soft set body balm, as well as a cleansing balm that I think you're really going to love. All 3 of these recipes are natural and super easy to make at home.
Balms are all about the wax. Now the 2 main ones that you'll come across are beeswax on the left and candelilla wax on the right. Formerly known as candelilla until I checked the pronunciation. Sorry about that. They may look similar, but trust me, there's a big difference. To make this hair and scalp balm, measure out 9 grams of beeswax. Beeswax is super common and it comes in the pellets as you see here, or as a bar form that you can manually grate yourself. To that, we need candelilla wax. The main difference between this wax and beeswax, other than it's vegan, is that candelilla is a hard wax that doesn't melt easily. This is what makes a solid balm that has a shine to it, rather than beeswax alone that would feel softer and more tacky. I'm also using extra virgin coconut oil for its hair and scalp penetrating abilities, and marula oil, which is this beautiful pale amber oil that's fast absorbing and non-greasy. It's perfect for light hair products that you don't want leaving a residue or weighing down your hair. It's also great for your scalp with several benefits for the skin. The full recipes, including ingredients and even a formula calculator so that you can change the amounts and units, are available at WholeElise.com. I also talk more about the ingredients and how to use these DIY balms, so if you're interested, it will be linked in the description box below. Add 70.5 grams of marula oil before moving on to our secret ingredient. Showcasing just how versatile this homemade herbal oil is, we're using my DIY Ayurvedic hair oil to give this hair and scalp balm significant growth stimulating properties. If you haven't seen my previous video showing you how to make your very own intensive herbal oil, butter and hair cream, it'll be linked in the description box below. I'm using 45 grams of Ayurvedic oil, but you can substitute this with another oil of choice if you've yet to make it. Balm recipes are high in natural oils and butters, so it's incredibly important to make sure that you melt the ingredients over low heat using either a bain-marie or double boiler method. This will take some time though, so routinely stir to ensure even heat distribution and to speed up the melting process. Once no solids remain, immediately take off the heat and leave out at room temperature to cool. The hair and scalp balm needs to be cool but still liquid before we can move on to the next step. Because of the high oil content, adding an antioxidant like vitamin E oil is a must to prevent your balm from turning rancid. Now you don't need a preservative because there's no water in this recipe, but I do recommend that you add in some essential oils for fragrance and therapeutic benefits. As a start, you could use oils like lavender, peppermint, tea tree or chamomile that work really well on the scalp. Once everything is mixed in, immediately pour into a tub-style container so that the balm can set. You've got to move pretty quickly once the balm is in a cool liquid state because you don't want it to set before you've managed to get it into your container. Once it's set, it should be completely solid and glossy. This hair and scalp balm has just the right balance between wax and oil, so it's easy to scoop out but melts into a smooth liquid oil that can be applied to your hair.
This hair balm is the perfect product for touching up your ends or where your hair feels a little dry. It's got this beautiful gloss to it, which is great for those days where your hair looks a little dull or you want to add some shine. And of course, because we got that balance just right between the wax, whilst it's solid in the tub, it melts with your fingers so you can apply it directly to your hair. And finally, because we added in the Ayurvedic hair oil, you'll get all of those beautiful herbal benefits.
We're stepping things up a level with this soft squeeze body balm that melts into an instant glow when applied to your skin. Begin by measuring out 15 grams of shea butter. This will provide a creamy, nourishing base for our balm. Next, we're using candelilla wax and berry wax. As mentioned before, these will allow our balm to stay soft rather than turning solid. To ensure the balm will be smooth and doesn't feel tacky or heavy on the skin, I'm using 7.5 grams of cetearyl alcohol. For the oil, I'm using 45 grams of jojoba oil, which is technically a wax, not an oil, so it's perfect for reinforcing our skin's natural moisture barrier. This is followed up by almond oil that I'm using as a base. Now any liquid carrier oil will work, so feel free to substitute this with sunflower, olive oil, or whatever you like. Once all of your ingredients are combined in a heat-proof container, like before, we'll melt this over low, gentle heat, making sure to stir routinely to speed up the process. All in all, this took about 30 minutes. Once melted, set aside to cool until it's ready to add your antioxidant and essential oils or fragrance oils. This body balm won't set quite as fast as the hair and scalp balm, but I would still advise that you don't dawdle at this stage, just in case you're working in a cooler environment. Make sure that all of your oils are evenly mixed into the body balm. Whilst you can use a tub container, I'd recommend squeeze tubes like this one, as it makes it so much easier to apply. Now, the visuals might make you think that you can just pour this into a container, but what you didn't see was the cleanup. So if you're following along, make sure that you use a funnel. You'll thank me later. I've left these to set in the fridge upright for a couple of hours until they reach the semi-set consistency. Just the warmth of my hands is enough to make the body balm gently melt. It only takes a couple swipes before the balm has transformed into liquid oils that just melts into your skin.
The standout feature of this body balm has to be just how easy it is to rub into your skin. You only need a small amount to cover a large area, and it provides instant smoothness and shine. This is the type of product that you want to use when you're going to be out and about all day, because not only do body balms give your skin that beautiful glow, but their strength is in how long they last. Because body balms don't absorb too quickly, they can keep your skin moisturized far longer than a traditional cream or lotion.
Before I say anything about this next recipe, I'd just like you to look closely at the screen. Here I've got lipstick and eyeliner, but look what happens when I rub this balm into my skin. I promise you there is no trickery here. This cleansing balm alone is enough to completely break down the makeup, leaving my arm completely clean and moisturized.
If you're a fan of oil cleansing, then this cleansing balm is the next level. Cleansing balms work on the principle of oils being able to break down other oils, like residue makeup or buildup on your face, but they're much more gentle on the skin than using soaps or conventional surfactants.
I want to first start with the oils in this recipe, as they're crucial for making a good cleansing balm. Here I'm using 120 grams of grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is a lightweight, anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial oil that's suitable to use on all skin types, including sensitive and mature skin. It's one of the few oils that's great to use on your face, especially when combined with this next oil. Rosehip oil has a naturally striking red hue that comes through in the final cleansing balm. It has incredible benefits for your skin. When you're making products for your face, it's always important to do a patch test and use ingredients that are non-irritants. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's going to work for your unique skin, so it's always best to be careful. Once you've mixed your oils together, set aside so that we can move on to the base of our cleansing balm. Shea butter is non-comedogenic, but you can substitute this with any other butter that you know agrees with your skin. To that, we'll use 10 grams of Olivin 1000, a naturally derived emulsifying wax. Using an emulsifying wax is crucial to the cleansing ability of this balm.
The emulsifying wax actually binds to the water, and that's what allows you to rinse off the dirt and debris, but also the cleansing balm itself, so that way you're not left with a lot of product on your face.
To the shea butter and emulsifying wax, add in 10 grams of Candelilla wax, followed by jojoba wax. Jojoba is well known for having similar structure to your skin's natural sebum, so it's a good fit here, but you could also use a soft wax like berry or beeswax if you prefer. Follow this up by adding 6 grams of cetyl alcohol. Once your solid ingredients are measured out, melt in a heat-proof container until they're completely liquid with no solids remaining. Both grapeseed oil and rosehip oil are heat sensitive, so it's best to only warm them slightly in a separate container. Pour your warmed oil mixture into the melted balm base and mix thoroughly until they're well combined. The cleansing oil will set quite fast, so once the mixture has cooled to warm, immediately move on to adding in your antioxidant and any essential oils for fragrance. Pour your liquid cleansing balm into a tub-style container and allow it to set firm either at room temperature or in the fridge. Once it's set, it should have this high shine, smooth finish thanks to the Candelier wax, but still be easy to scoop out with just your fingers. Due to the rosehip oil, this balm has a natural orange hue and melts easily between your fingers. For instructions on how to use, along with more information, visit WholeElise.com or click the links in the description box below.